Hello guys and welcome to the moon. I'm sitting here with one of the legends of crypto. Actually, he's known as the godfather of crypto. How are you doing today, Michael Turpin?
I'm doing great.
So we are at the Satoshi Roundtable, and you are of course an OG. You've been here in crypto since, it's a decade now, I think, right? Even more?
10 years.
10 years. And so you're known as the godfather of crypto. You've been there in the beginning of Ethereum and many other big companies that everyone knows actually in crypto. So maybe first of all, could you give a 30-second or 1 minute explanation, who are you and why did they call you the godfather of crypto?
Sure. So I started out in 2013. I created something called BitAngels, which is the first angel network for crypto. That spun into a conference series called Coin Agenda, which is every year. You've spoken there. I had used a fireside chat in Monaco. And I started because I was very early, and I've had a few businesses over the years, including public relations firms, and I ended up doing the PR for the launch of Ethereum and for Tether and for Augur and Bancor and Neo and a whole bunch of other places, as well as advisory and investing. And so I got called by CNBC the godfather of crypto, and it stuck. And so I'm still out there excited about what's happening this cycle. I think we have a lot more innovation to come, and I'm excited to see us hit the bottom of this cycle and powering up for the next 4 years of innovation.
Yeah, you've been through many cycles, so so you know better than me and everyone here that we're gonna be back soon.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So I think what people are very, very curious about right now is the Satoshi Roundtable, because I told my audience that this is a very elite event. It's almost like the World Economic Forum of crypto, even though of course we all hate the World Economic Forum. it's not the same, but it is somehow a little bit similar in the way that all the elites, the CEOs and the founders and people like yourself meet once a year to discuss crypto. And you happen to be one of, I think maybe you said two people who've been to every single roundtable for 9 years straight. So you are the perfect person to ask. Why don't I just make it very simple? What is the Satoshi Roundtable?
Sure. So it's not the World Economic Forum. Bruce, the founder, actually called it initially the Bitburg of Bitcoin.
The what?
Bitburg, that was sort of like a German, kind of before the World Economic Forum was when kings and leaders got together and sort of planned the world order. Okay. And so the very first one was 50 people. So it was 50 people handpicked as being the leaders of Bitcoin back in 2014. To then go in, I think it was spring of 2014, to be able to go to Punta Cana, but usually it's somewhere in a resort area outside of the United States generally, where you can go take over an exclusive area. Everybody feels safe.
Let me give you quick context. Now we are here in Dubai, and the event rented the whole hotel. It's a massive 5-star hotel. So yeah, the high security and everything, but yeah, you can go on.
Yeah, and so, the very first one, had Vitalik there, Roger Ver, Bitcoin Jesus, and, you don't usually say who's at each one, but let's just say that the top leaders of the top exchanges, the top protocols are all here.
Yeah, I actually might have accidentally doxed a few of them in my previous videos.
Okay.
Well, is that against the rules?
If they're fine doxing themselves, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys you can make the math. The biggest people are here, for sure. And that's kind of the point of this event, that everyone is meeting, but everything off camera. No one is recording anything. All these discussions are off camera. And we're doing this video now, of course, because I want to bring some transparency to you guys, and I think you're happy to do that as well. So it's a to consent video.
Yes.
But yeah, so
what's really special too is that it's called an unconference. So most of the high-end conferences, like the SALT conference or the Coin Agenda conferences, you have speakers. And, and then they either, depending on the size of the conference, will mingle with the crowd or just get whisked off stage. Here, everybody is both attendee and speaker. So everybody has the ability to go in and lead a session, but everybody pays from, Vitalik on down. And it's basically then pays for a really magnificent function. I mean, You know, this was one of the best in terms of just special effects. I mean, we had like a balloon with like trapeze artists. It was like, you know, flying in the sky and
insane. Yeah, I made a an Instagram story about that, and I told my audience, like, so when you pay $20,000 to go to this event, at least you get some nice entertainment.
This is true.
Yeah, but actually the main value, of course, is meeting people like yourself and other industry leaders here, learning, and you know, I already feel like I learned a lot. This morning I was at a roundtable about with CEOs and the learnings of CEOs, and you were there as well.
Yeah.
And I think it was very valuable.
There was a CEO of one of the very top lending firms, another CEO of you know, two public companies in crypto.
Yeah.
Another CEO of one of the top foundations of a top 10 token that's got, you know, 600 members.
Yeah.
And you know, to hear them all talk about challenges of being able to, like, you know, keep everybody in the same culture, and you know how they get their funding, and you know, it's just like insider problems that you can't talk in the same way with a group that haven't, you know, gone through the same experiences.
Exactly. So this, I think the point of the round table, I mean, you know Bruce better than me, but I'm assuming it's just to really make the crypto leaders and companies more like tightly, like you know, together, because it's like crypto almost against the establishment, right? So it's like we should work together. We shouldn't be against each other, right?
Sometimes there's specific things that are addressed at the second Satoshi Roundtable. Half of it was dedicated to solving the scaling problem, and they had pretty much all the core devs and the major miners all in a room with the heads of big exchanges too, and tried to hash it out, pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, that's because there are so many great minds here. Like we have, I don't know how many billionaires are here, but like people that made incredible success from their brain, you know, they have incredible minds.
I'd be surprised if there aren't at least 100 billionaires here.
Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah.
It's insane. Like it's
well, at 100,000 Bitcoin, the estimates are that the majority of the world's billionaires will be crypto billionaires.
That's cool.
We'll hit that this cycle, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, crypto deserves that. And I think the first trillionaire will be a crypto person. Could be CZ. Could be anyone who builds something massive. And
well,
then,
if Satoshi still has their coins, just do the math on how much 1.1 million coins takes to make $1 trillion.
Yeah, true.
It's there at less than $1 million of Bitcoin.
Yeah. Speaking of Satoshi, you've been here for more than 9 years, 10 years. You should have some insight on who might be Satoshi.
I do. There's no hard proof, but I'd say that, you know, there's about 8 or 9 people who are, you know, widely suspected of being in that mix. You know, 2 of them are no longer with us, so it's hard for them to defend themselves. One loudly proclaims he is Satoshi, Craig Wright.
So we know he's not.
Yeah. But, you know, it's certainly possible that he's part of a group of people. I mean, Dave Kleinman is one who's widely suspected. Hal Finney, who received the first Bitcoin, Nick Szabo, are all sort of on the suspect list. There's a few other ones that are, you know, less known about it, but, you know, Phil Wilson out of New Zealand is somebody who very well could be Satoshi or part of it. He's discussed that, but he's only got like 600 followers on Twitter. I'm one of them. And
what about Bruce?
Bruce is not Satoshi.
Okay. And what about you?
I'm not Satoshi.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Glad we could get that on the record then. All right. So very cool. I think I usually tell people it's counterproductive to try to find out who's Satoshi, because the point of Bitcoin is that there is no face to Bitcoin. So
I like to tell people, do you know whether Linus Torvalds is still alive?
Who?
The creator of Linux.
Okay.
Do you know whether he's still alive?
No.
He is. He was 19 when he created Linux.
Okay.
Does it matter if he's still alive?
No.
No. Doesn't matter whether Satoshi's still alive.
No.
Doesn't matter who Linus Torvalds is. Linux is ubiquitous as a software system. Bitcoin is ubiquitous as the original and best cryptocurrency, and will eventually be, you know, a large part of the store of value of planet Earth.
I agree with you 100%. It's the best form of money in the history of humans.
Correct.
Most divisible form of money, the most secure, the most easily transferable. So yeah, most decentralized, not to mention that, of course. So 100%. It's only a matter of time before the free market realizes that Bitcoin is the best and it's going to take over the world. But how long will that take, you think?
Well, we have these 4-year cycles. You know, I've spoken before about the 4-year cycles of Bitcoin, and I call it the 4 seasons of Bitcoin. You have spring, the year that the halving happens, and then you have the summer that things grow parabolically, and then you have autumn when the trees, you know, shed their leaves, and then winter is when everybody panics and it's like bare and icy. And we're in winter right now, but we just hit the bottom. I think all the stats show that we hit it, and usually everybody's in the barren landscape now. But you know, the price should go up between now and the end of the year, because 2 of the most predictable things in Bitcoin are that it always goes up 50% between 6 months prior to the halving, and that the halving is at the fair market value. And so I think most experts that I've tracked say that it'll be around 40,000 or so at the halving, maybe a little bit higher. Which means it has to be 30,000 at the end of the year. We're only at 24,000 today.
Okay, so with the halving, remind me if so it's 2024. Which month?
It'll be early May.
Early May 2024. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. The cycles are pretty clear, 4-year cycles, and I think you make it. You illustrate it well with the spring, summer, and winter. We're definitely in the winter right now. But I agree with you. We bottomed out. All the technicals I look at, most of them point towards the fact that we're seeing signs of a bottom and that we're going back up. And of course, if you go back in history, the halvings always lead to a summer. We usually go neutral or bullish into the halving.
And what I've noticed too is that the first, you know, pre-cycle went from 1/10 of a penny to $30. That was like a crazy, like, you know, 3,000% or 30,000% return. But there's only a few people in it, right? 100 people in 2010 had Bitcoin wallets. But of the halvings, you had 100x in 2012 to 2013, or end of 2012. You then had a 30x the next cycle. I thought we'd have a 10x this last cycle, but I think the war and the Fed made it only 8. 130, 10. I think the next cycle is going to be 3x from the halving. So if we're at 40, we should go to 120.
Okay. Well, that sounds bearish to me. I want to see 500K, 1 million.
Wait a few cycles.
Yeah, okay. Okay, one question also. What do you think Satoshi Roundtable is in Dubai this year? Because usually it's not Dubai.
It's usually not Dubai. This is the first time that it hasn't been in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Bruce has talked about moving it out. He talked about Thailand. He talked about Dubai. I mean, look, Dubai is wonderful. This is my 5th trip to Dubai in the last 24 months. And I started coming here because Europe closed down, all the conferences closed down, Dubai didn't close down.
Yeah.
And a lot of European crypto leaders moved here. I was surprised to see they all had homes, a lot of them had citizenships. And, you know, this is replacing Hong Kong, I think, and even Singapore to a certain extent, post-COVID, as the place that is, you know, kind of where the whole world, where East meets West, comes together, as well as the place that Africa now comes to be discovered.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's obvious now that crypto is coming here. I mean, when Binance came, I think that kind of just made this like big stamp of approval for crypto companies. Now many people are coming after that fact.
Right, and when Polygon came.
Oh yeah. It's really becoming a hub.
Yes.
And I think we can see this is the biggest Satoshi Roundtable, I think, in the history of roundtables. And I think it's because the demand to attend to this one has been huge, because it's Dubai. It's just incredible. So thank you so much for being on the channel. Where can people find your stuff? Like where to find your opinions and socials maybe?
Sure. So I'm at Michael Terpin, MichaelTerpin on Twitter. Actually on all social media. And I have a Medium that is also at Michael Terpin. And with your encouragement, I'm going to start doing some more video too. Yeah,
you should make YouTube videos. You talked about it like a podcast style. It's perfect. Then when you're on my channel, I'll give some traffic to you, and we do like some cross collaborations.
And also coinagenda.com will tell you about the conferences that I'm doing later in the year. And also bitangels.network. We're in 25 different cities to get your startup funded, or as an investor to find good deals.
Perfect. I'm going to go to the next Coin Agenda, wherever it is.
It's going to be in Athens, Greece.
Then I'm coming there.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Bye, guys.